All right, so in 2026, all eyes are going to be on Italy for the Winter Olympics. It's this spectacular dream of athletic glory, all set against the absolutely stunning backdrop of the Alps. But behind every single Olympic dream, there's a price tag. So let's dive in and figure out what it really costs to make this dream a reality. I mean, just look at that. The Winter Games are just pure spectacle, right? It's this breathtaking mix of speed, grace, and just raw human ambition. And Milano Cortina 2026 is promising all of that and then some, painting this picture of a modern, super dynamic Italy that's ready to welcome the entire world. With the Games bringing literally the whole world to Italy, it just feels like the perfect time for a deep dive. So for this special occasion, welcome to Off to Europe. Okay, now that we're here, let's start with the official vision. The fun, friendly face of these particular games. First up, meet Tina and Milo. They are a brother-sister pair of Italian stutes, and they're the official mascots. Now, what's really, really cool here is their origin story. See, these guys weren't just dreamed up in some marketing meeting. Their designs were actually chosen from 1,600 drawings sent in by school children from all over Italy. Tina represents the Olympics, and her brother Milo, who was born without a paw, is the mascot for the Paralympics, which is just a fantastic symbol of resilience and inclusion. And this right here perfectly illustrates the unique spirit of these games. For the very first time, the Winter Olympics are being co-hosted by two totally different places. On one hand, you have the vibrant urban energy of Milan, a global capital of fashion and design, and you pair that with the timeless, classic alpine beauty of Cortina d'Ampezzo, nestled deep in the Dolomites. It's truly a tale of two Italys coming together for one incredible event.
So, the dream is set. The vision is beautiful. But what's it actually going to cost you to be a part of it? Let's talk numbers.
Now, what's really interesting here is the range of these prices. I mean, you can get into a curling match for as little as 50 euros, which feels pretty accessible, right? But if you want to see a huge event like alpine skiing, you're looking at over 200 euros. And for the grand finale, the closing ceremony in the iconic Arena di Verona, well, you're going to need to dig deep, with prices soaring up to nearly 3,000 euros for the best seats. Wow. And get this, that's just to get in the door. You still need a place to stay. During the Games, the average price for a single night's accommodation in Cortina is projected to be a staggering 980 euros. That's almost a 90% jump from the year before. So the main point here is, just attending these games is a major investment for any fan.
But while it's definitely costly for spectators, for Italy itself, the Games are being framed as this massive economic opportunity, a real national game changer. And here's the headline number. According to one study, the total projected economic impact for Italy is a whopping 5.3 billion euros. This is being sold as a huge win for the country that's going to reshape sports, tourism, and business for years and years to come.
So how does that huge number actually break down? Well, about 1.1 billion comes from immediate spending. Think construction, operations, that kind of thing. Another 1.2 billion is from tourism revenue. But look at that biggest slice of the pie. 3 billion euros in what they call long-term value. This mostly means major infrastructure upgrades like new roads and modernized rail lines. This is the promised return on investment.
Okay, so that's the shiny financial picture. But behind the scenes, the reality of pulling all this off has been a frantic race against time, money, and, well, expectations.
And hey, those aren't my words. They're from Andrea Varnier, the CEO of the organizing committee himself. That's a pretty candid admission of just how tough this has all been. He even said that the committee had to operate under emergency conditions, facing constant pressure from every single side. And the numbers totally back that up. The initial budget for simply staging the games, so not building stuff, just running them, was about $1.3 billion. That number has already ballooned to over $1.7 billion. And remember, this is completely separate from the billions in public money being spent on all that long-term infrastructure. So, the big question is, where is all this public money really going? A civic watch group called Open Olympics 2026 analyzed the spending, and what they found is pretty startling. Only about 13% of the public funds are going to things directly related to sports competitions. The other 87%? That's being spent on permanent infrastructure projects, that so-called legacy.
And this brings us to the ultimate question at the heart of any Olympics, right? What is the real purpose of all of this? It all comes down to one word: legacy. The official definition of legacy is pretty simple. It's what the Olympic and Paralympic Games leave behind. It's all about the lasting impact on the host cities and the country, long after the final medal has been awarded and all the athletes have gone home.
And the official legacy goals for Milano Cortina are, they're ambitious and they're admirable. They want to create a stronger winter sports culture, make facilities more accessible for everybody, support mountain communities, grow sustainable tourism, and spread those Olympic values of excellence, friendship, and respect.
So, we're left with this fascinating conflict. On one hand, you've got the inspiring dream, the community spirit of those mascots, and the promise of a multi-billion-euro legacy. But on the other hand, you have spiraling costs, immense pressure, and some really tough questions about where the money is truly being spent. So, when all the medals have been won and the snow finally settles, is an Olympic dream worth the price? That's the question Italy and the world will be answering very soon.